Alright folks, welcome to Real Talk MMA YouTube channel. So the reason why we are doing a video like this, as you can see from the title, Blog Talk Radio, which is the website that we're broadcasted from for Real Talk MMA, you can check out the link in the description on this side, had expired for the 60 minutes and we're not able to finish the show. We're doing UFC 120, Bisping Akiyama, and I have both my co-hosts on the phone right now so we can finish talking about the main event between Bisping and Akiyama. So I got both guys on the line, Evan and Benji. So Evan, well, who was talking before? I think it was Benji that was talking before we got disconnected. So anyone you guys want to finish your point on who you're picking with the main event, feel free to start because I forgot the order.
Yeah, I'll get right into that because I know I was right in the middle of blabbing away and the phone cut out. So
Yeah.
here's basically what I was blabbing about. I like the fact that it's going to be in the UK. That way, Bisping is not going to have to travel. You know, he's not going to have any kind of jet lag or anything like that bothering him. He's going to, in comfortable surroundings. And I don't think, though, that's really going to hurt Akiyama. Akiyama's fought all over the world before. This ain't his first rodeo. He's been there. He's done that. I'm sure he knows how to cope with the jet lag and give himself the appropriate time to counterbalance any of the effects. And I also think that Akiyama wants this fight more. I think he hasn't had the fights in the UFC that he's wanted. I'm not talking about the name or the big name opponents. I'm talking about just showcasing his talent. I don't think he's done that in his UFC career so far. And I honestly think he's going to go in there and just basically show the fans who Yoshihiro Akiyama is. I mean, besides just being an ultra megastar in Japan, the guy's a great fighter, phenomenal judo player. He's got heavy hands, he's got a good jaw. He'll get in there and fight anybody. And I think it's going to be a sad night for the UK fans because inside my heart of hearts, I honestly believe that Yoshihiro Akiyama will win this fight. And I like him being able to take the shots, take the punches, using judo, getting it to the ground, probably not submitting to Bisping, but holding him down long enough, using enough strikes, elbows, hammer fists, whatever it happens to be, and getting a referee stoppage. That's what I like. I think Akiyama is going to come out basically balls to the wall and prove that he is a legitimate savage beast. And I think he's going to get a TKO victory.
Alright, Evan, what's your take on that?
I agree with a lot of what Benji said. I'm personally looking forward to this fight. I think it's going to be a good one. I think both guys are definitely top flight middleweight. I think it should be a fun fight, especially being in Bisping's backyard. This fight, for Akiyama to win, people forget that this man's a pretty good kickboxer in his own right. I've heard a lot of people say, Bisping should just be able to pick him apart on the feet. And I think Bisping can do that, but Akiyama's no slouch standing up. He does have very good kickboxing. And I think on the feet, if he doesn't fight like he usually does and is just aggressive balls to the walls and pushes forward on Bisping, and instead just kind of sits back and looks to counter and Bisping be the aggressor, I really think he can knock Bisping out. I think he does have that type of power and that type of kickboxing ability. I also think he's quicker than Michael Bisping. I think he can look to capitalize on that. But I think his best bet is to close the distance in the fight, get it in the clinch, utilize his great judo background to take down the offense advantage over Michael Bisping. Get this fight to the mat, maybe get a judo throw inside the clinch, and from there work on top, pass Bisping's guard, look for submission, throw ground and pound punches on top, and look to do that for at least 2 of the 3 rounds and take decisions. I definitely can see that happening, and like I said, I could see Akiyama clipping Bisping and knocking him out. Akiyama has the kickboxing ability to do that, as well as the power and stance to do that. With that being said, Akiyama does have cardio issues. He showed it twice in the UFC with his fights against Chris Weidman and Alan Belcher. Has also shown it in prior fights. It's a recurring problem throughout his career. His cardio, his gas tank seems to be limited, especially in the late rounds of the fight. And that's where I think Michael Bisping wins this fight. Bisping does have a reach on Akiyama. He does have good enough boxing, if not better kickboxing, to outstrike Akiyama. Like I said, I think he's got to really just utilize that reach advantage, throw the jab, throw the low kick, the body kick, excuse me, keep Akiyama on the outside, move in and out of the pocket, utilize angles, good footwork, and just really outstrike Akiyama, show that he's a more technical guy, and pick him apart on the feet. And I think he definitely can do that. Michael Bisping, his guard is very good, his grappling defense is good, and he's very good at his scrambling ability is great. He's very good at being up off his back when he's taken down. And I think if Akiyama gets into the mat, he can work in his guard for submission, if not just really very defensive and make the ref stand the fight back up, cause a stall in the action. Or with his great scrambling ability, I think he'll be able to just stand right back up once Akiyama takes him down. Has a better cardio, and that's why I think he definitely wins the fight. He'll be able to push the pace on Akiyama, wear him out early on, and from there just be able to outstrike him and pick him up with a lot of good shots. And I think he'll be the more accurate puncher, which will favor him here. And this thing does have pretty good takedowns when it comes to his offensive takedowns. His defense may not be great, but his offensive takedowns not controllable, good ground pound. But I wouldn't be shocked if he can really point to taking Akiyama down, controlling him on top, and land some good solid strikes from there. So I like Michael Bisping in this fight. I don't think he has the power quite. I don't think he has enough power to finish Akiyama, but I definitely think he will win this fight by the reasons I mentioned. I'm taking Michael Bisping to win in his hometown by unanimous decision.
That's a real good breakdown by both you guys. I like the fight. I think it could turn out to be fight of the night number 2. You never know. UFC always does fight of the nights where if one was so good they had to do both. So this may be that type of predicament. The matchup I think will be fight of the night if it does go for 3 rounds. Probably more to the fact of the game plan that was formulated by Greg Jackson, because Akiyama is now trained with Greg Jackson, and I think most of the guys that come out of that camp or go into that camp rather, that have game plans, they really focus more on using all tools of the game, and I think Akiyama's biggest thing was not really utilizing an overall top game. I think when he gets fights to the ground, especially with Lieben, he gives away too much space. So if he's fighting a guy that's really well versed off his back, he's gonna get back up, or he's gonna reverse position if he could. But I don't think Lieben could have skill wise. But if you're talking about a guy like Bisping, who's very hard to hold down on the ground. I think even when he fought Rashad Evans, Rashad still had a hard time of keeping him down, and eventually got tired with his great cardio. So I mean that goes to show Bisping is very squirmy on the ground, and I hate to use that word with him. That's the only word I could think of, but I think Greg is going to come up with a really distinct game plan for Bisping. I think on the feet, he knows that Akiyama has the power in his hands to knock out Bisping. Bisping's chin could definitely showcase that from the Hendo fight. But not to really go off tangent on that, but I think the matchup, him being a smaller guy, he can use the fact that Akiyama is agile, and he can use that to his favor, and speed kills. So with this fight, I think whoever's faster and can maintain that wins, who can dictate the pace wins, and who's able to score points. But with all that being said, I think Bisping is still a tough guy for Akiyama, even working with Greg Jackson, which will neutralize a few holding points for Bisping if he is planning on scoring points to win the fight by decision. I think he's probably planning on striking with Akiyama and probably going to knock him out. And I think this fight will probably end in midway of the second. I think Bisping is one of those relentless, high-paced type of fighters that He's always in your face. He's relentless. He doesn't let up. And once he realizes that he can get to you or touch you, it's only a matter of time before you get overwhelmed. And I think that's the best way to put it. So, fellas, right now we're at 10 minutes in a YouTube video, with this being, I guess, 15. So, if you guys have anything to say, lastly, feel free.
If Michael Bisping breaks Akiyama's face or something, right? Or he pissed. Good job, that's me. That's what I'm saying.
Nah, man, nothing's wrong with that. Evan?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the main event, and I think everyone should check this card out. It's free on Spike TV, and I just want to say to everybody out there, I hope you guys have a great Saturday night, and I hope you guys tune in and check out this card for free on Spike TV. I think it's going to be a solid amount of fights, and hope everybody that does want to fight enjoys.
I do as well, and I hope that next time we do have a main event discussion that Blog Talk does not kick us off. Maybe we have to, formulate a better game plan to getting everything in under 60 minutes. But yeah, this is a good idea that we finish the discussion off. This did happen one time before, but we didn't really come together like we are now. So this, in fact, is the first video on Real Talk MMA's YouTube channel. You can go to facebook.com/realtalkmma. Every show that we have done is on there, so make sure you check it out, as well as watch this remaining bit of our show for UFC 120 breakdown. Just want to say thanks to Evan for coming up with the idea. Thanks to Benji for picking up his phone. And thank you to the listeners slash watchers now. So subscribe to Real Talk MMA, watch, listen to the show, and really, really trying to urge everyone to tune in. So thanks again to both the listeners and my co-host, and I'm your host AJ. We'll be back next Tuesday, so make sure you watch the fights on Spike TV and enjoy it. So take care, guys, and just want to end on this note: if it's not real, it's not important. All right, guys, later.